Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory be to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. And of course, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings to the hopeful elect out there listening and learning and teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. In the sincere hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. And as you can see on the screen, I've had this news article just pop up on my phone as I was, just scrolling through the news. As we're commanded to be the watchmen. It's funny because me and the brother Amatazar, who the Spirit had me bump into him. Just I don't want to say randomly because nothing's really random, but we pretty much we got down in the Spirit in a lesson. Lord willing, it was exhortational. For those of you that saw the video, alright, and were edified. But within the video, we were talking about, pretty much, that peace and safety spirit. We're going into a lot of things. We're going into how, we got to be watchmen, and there's a scripture, that was read in that lesson, located in Isaiah 62:6. Alright, which, Lord willing, I'm gonna get right now. Alright, which is a very, very important scripture. Alright, all the scriptures are important. Alright. That's right. This is Isaiah chapter 62, verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. So we're not supposed to hold our peace. And we are, commanded to be the watchmen, man. Meaning, being circumspect, watching for what's going on, watching for what this devil's looking to do, and how he's making strides towards his NWO, and ultimately putting a cherry on top, so to speak, is going to be in the form of chipping these people out here. And these major cities, you're going to see them flooded with, checkpoints. You're going to see the army out there. You're going to see chipping stations. And it's all a part of biblical prophecy. That's the main prophecy that we're waiting for, Revelation 13:16. Despite the fact that you got the, Israel united in cash. I mean, Christ. I was told that, took that one from the elder apostle Gabar, Israel united in cash. Because, you got certain guys out here that, claim to be men of the Lord, teaching the word, even though they're going off on the doctrine, but they're doing it for filthy lucre. All right, they're doing it for donations. They're doing it for the love of money. You know what the scripture says? For the love of money is the root of all evil. So that's not good, man. And we got to mark them that cause, divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which we have learned. And we're supposed to avoid those individuals that do that. And that's a part of also being a watchman. And we got to be defenders of the gospel. And when this is why I'm going into this scripture, it says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So, we're not supposed to give the Lord any rest. Just like in Luke 18, and you had the example of the widow that wouldn't leave the unjust judge alone. And she kept begging the unjust judge to avenge her of her adversary. And in the end, because of her continuous nagging upon the unjust judge, he got up and did something. So how much more so a just power that we serve and fear? In fact, let me go ahead and get you that parable. And I'm going to read it from the top. Okay, Luke 18:1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. All right, a precept to that is pray without ceasing. That's just one verse. The Apostle Paul said, pray without ceasing. All right, Elder Apostle Rakar, he's big on prayer. He always tells us to keep our medicine strong, especially when you got, this devil looking to make great strides and moves, dealing with the M-0TB, man. Things are about to happen. Okay, so that's a part of watching as well. Okay, let me see here. All right, so ought to always pray and not to faint. And the scripture says that thou faint in a day of adversity, thy strength is small. All right, what does it say in the NOT? It says, one day Yahushua told his disciples a story to show that they should always pray and never give up. So this is about never giving up, man. All right, this is about the patience and the faith of the saints, man. The word patient means to suffer, and we are suffering, man. All right, but remember, the scriptures call this a light affliction. Again, that scripture got brought up in the lesson that we did yesterday. All right, so this is about praying, man. You know, I was watching the elders and the Apostle Elder Gabar. You know, they were doing their Tuesday sit down, and Elder Apostle Gabar was quoting what Elder Apostle Tahar said, and he was, you know, pretty much, riding off or lambacking off the MC Hammer track. You know, we got to pray just to make it today. You know, and that's exactly what we got to be doing. We got to be praying every day. You know, and praying is spiritual, man. You know, and you know when you pray, you know, the prayers go up, you know, into before the throne. Okay, there's scriptures on that. All right. In fact, there's a scripture in Tobit dealing with the angel Raphael. All right, I believe it's in Tobit. Let me see if I can find it. I haven't gone to this one in a minute. Is it Tobit 12? Yes, this is it, man. The Wadi Halbashim Yahushai. All right. So this is Tobit chapter 12. Let me start from 8. It says, prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than to lay up gold. So that's a cut for the IUIC, Israel United in Cash. You know, I mean Christ. You know, it's better to give up alms than to lay up gold. Hey, just like in the case of Cornelius in Acts the 10th chapter, and the angel came to Cornelius and he told him, look, thine alms have come up before the Lord. You know, so how could Cornelius have been an Edomite, man? All right, how could he have been an Edomite? Okay, if you know he was the one that feared the Most High, you know, and gave alms to the people, and his alms and his prayers came up, you know, before the throne. And the scripture says that the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen. You know, come on, man. How can Cornelius have been an Edomite? How could Cornelius have been a heathen? No, Cornelius is an Israelite that believed. All right, so let's go to the point. This is Tobit 12 and 15. It says, I am Raphael, right? Rapaya Allah, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, the patience and the faith of the saints. And the saints are who? The Israelites. Right? Psalms 50 and 5 and Psalms 148 and 14. Those are direct precepts to, you know, break down who the saints are, which are the Israelites. All right, and you can even read on into the first few verses in Psalms 149 also. It goes into it even more. And which go in and out for the glory of the Holy One. All right? So that's where our prayers go, man. The prayers of the saints. Right? Before the glory of the Holy One. All right? Our prayers get answered, man. They go before the throne. All right, so back to Luke 18 and 1, right? That men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying there was in a city a judge who feared not Yahweh, neither regarded man. So this individual, this judge, didn't fear the Most High. He didn't regard man. He didn't fear the Lord. And there was a widow in that city, and she came to him saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And you know, we're liking unto this widow. You know, starting with the elect. You know, the scripture says, I have likened the daughter of Jerusalem unto a comely and delicate woman. You know? And that's like us. You know, we're crying unto the Lord. You know, we're likened unto a woman. Crying unto the Lord to be avenged of our adversaries, right? And our main adversary is the wicked, the nation of Esau, Edom, which right now they're pretty much sharpening their swords, you know, to pretty much lay Jake waste. You know, to cast you in concentration camps, to chip you, to, you know, set up them guillotines and, you know, pretty much torture you and take you out, man. Because when, you know, remember, when they're ready to roll, the scripture says in 2nd Ezra 16, you know, and 70, that they're going to be destroying, you know, those that fear the Lord, you know, and they shall, you know, cast them out of their houses. They're going to be like madmen, sparing none. And that's exactly how Esau is about to roll. Okay? So the scripture says, should we then make mirth, seeing that the sword is being sharpened? And the answer is hell no. Alright, so we need to be avenged of our adversary. So this is verse 4. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself. So this judge that didn't fear the Most High, he wouldn't avenge her of her adversary, But then afterward he said within himself, though I fear not Yahweh, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. You see that? So we got to continuously, come to the Lord and beg and plead, for forgiveness, for vengeance, and as we wait upon the Lord, as we patiently wait upon the Lord, which patience means to suffer. All right. And the scripture says, whatsoever things are written aforetime are written for our learning. Now, this is written aforetime. So we're supposed to learn from this. All right. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect? Look at the NLT. It says verse 6. And the Lord said, learn a lesson from this unjust judge. Basically, what did you get from this parable? So if an unjust judge is going to do something, well, let's read it. And shall not the Most High Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? And the answer is yes, because without faith, let's get Hebrews 11:6. Okay, real quick here. All right, Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. So, those that are going to please the Lord are going to be granted salvation, but they're going to have faith in order to be granted that salvation, in order to please the Lord. So someone's got to have, see, you got the IUIC, they're calling us faith-based Israelites. They get on us, for being faithful, but there's nothing wrong with faith. The scripture says without faith, it's impossible to please him. So if we take a leaf out of the IUIC's book, if we get, how can I say, if we get emotionally triggered by what the IUIC is saying and how we're faith-based Israelites and we're bums and this and that, everything that they're saying, it really cuts them. It really, looks bad on them, because we're doing what the Lord wants us to do, and they're doing exactly what the Lord don't want you to do. Okay, their thing is all about making money. Their thing is about great numbers. The scriptures, in terms of great numbers, don't the scriptures say many are called but few are chosen? Ain't the Lord looking for a little sanctuary? So everything that they're doing, right, it is pretty much not really even in the spirit, man. Well, it's in the spirit of Satan. It's not the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They call us faith-based Israelites, but the scripture, we're just reading it right here. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And that's another thing, the name of the Lord. The IUIC, they mock the name of the Lord. They call upon, Jesus the Christ. They say you can call the Lord whatever you want. You can call him Yehoshua, Joshua. You can call him, and then they said Yahweh Shai. Well, his name is Yahweh Shai, but that's the only name you're supposed to call him by, because that's his name. And here it is. You got Deacon Yahweh Sup, right? He's got a Hebrew name, but then, but the Yahweh Shai don't have a Hebrew name. The one that they call Jesus Christ? Come on, man. And that's disrespectful. All right? And the scriptures tell us clearly in Acts 4:12 that, in fact, let's get it real quick. You lack faith, man. If you ain't teaching in the name of the Lord, you lack faith. That means the Lord ain't giving it to you to speak his name or to glorify his name. And that's it. Because man's goings are of the Lord. And that's another thing. We've got to remember, this is the Most High's movie, man. Some people are just going to be stuck on stupid because that's how the Lord wants them. And that's where he wants them. And he's got them right where he wants them. Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other. And in order to have salvation, you have to have faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. So yeah, a faith-based Israelite indeed we are. Or Israelites, okay? For there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Must be saved. It didn't say might be saved. All right. The scripture says in Proverbs 18:10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe. So if you ain't safe, you're unsafe. So we're gonna see when this chip is pushed and made mandatory, we're gonna see where people stand. And we're gonna see what people are gonna do, because the IUIC, the head of the IUIC, is gonna have to answer questions, especially when their congregation asks them, what do? We take this chip or not? People are gonna be asking questions, man. All right, so this is from the independent.co.uk. Excuse me for, but that's the spirit anyway. The scriptures had to come out. All right, we move in the spirit, man. All right, so let's get into this article. So this is from the Independent. It says Elon Musk wants to implant millions of people with Neuralink brain chips. Now I remember a video not too long ago. Elder Apostle Tahar, he did a video talking about the my dog. She's having a nightmare or something. That's just Satan, man. Satan's always active, But this is put up 4 hours ago, as you can see. All right. Yeah, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Watch a ton. Elon Musk wants to implant millions of people with Neuralink brain chips. Yeah, Elder Apostle Tahar did a video, going into he touched on it, like the numerical number for Neuralink in Greek gematria, and it adds up to 666. All right. So you do the math on that, which the word math goes back to amath, which means truth. All right. It says billionaires' comments come after neurotech startup unveils new capabilities of its brain-computer interface. All right. So this is mainstream media, man. This ain't like something that's made up. As you can see, the date, August the 3rd, 2024. All right, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. Neuralink advances with second brain implant. Musk lays out ambitious goals. Okay, so they're ready to do this, man. Oh man, I lost the article. Oh, I see this. This is crazy, man. See, that's just Satan, man. Implants. Let me just type it in and see if I can get the article back up. Here we go. Right, so let's keep scrolling down. It says Elon Musk hopes to implant millions of Neuralink chips into people's brains over the next decade. Which, the phone keeps fucking up. It keeps, being stuck on this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this article in... let me see if I can... Well, I'll put the link to this article in post-production in the description box so you can read through it for yourself. All right, but the title says it all. Elon Musk wants to implant millions, all right, of people. So they're looking to roll out this M-0TB. They're looking to roll out that chip, man. All right, and like I said, this is mainstream media. Now it's coming out thick and fast, so we ain't making this up. All right, this is the mark of the beast, spoken of in Revelation 13 and 16. All right, and that's why the scripture says, and when this comes to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. See, they're about to roll out with that great wrath. All right, let's get Revelation 12 and 12 real quick. This is their new world order. All right, now you got this whole thing with the Mpox and that and whatever. Could they institute a new lockdown? Of course they could. I mean, they already did it once with the C-19. And they had people, that was just a trial run, people lining up to take the poison. Collapsing on the spot, having blood clots and all kinds of stuff. So, that was nothing but a trial run just to see how people would accept their draconian measures. But you see how they're moving with more, so-called T attacks and, pretty much beating the people to the knees in terms of morale, in terms of optimism for stability. They're taking the stability away from the people because they need chaos. All right, that's why you got race riots over here in the UK. That's why you got division, because they need chaos to come forth with the NWO, with the solution. All right, which is, put away all that, like in the name of peace and safety, everyone needs to get identified. That's why they're coming out with digital identifications. And it's going to start with that, the CBDC, central bank digital currencies. And then it's going to lead up to the chip, connecting you through transhumanism to the Internet of Things. And this is why, this is Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. See, there's gonna be a point where he's gonna get this thing off the ground, but then that's when, the Most High is gonna stop him. Okay, so he's got a short time, man, and they're gonna show their horns. All right, and they're gonna do it through bloodshed as well, through force. Okay, they're gonna be like madmen sparing none. But when they go to do that, let's read in Job chapter 20, verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. All right, which that word straits there means a position of difficulty. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that word wicked in the Hebrew is aimal, which means laborer. All right, well, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So there you go. All right, that's why the apostles always say that when this man goes to implement that chip, this thing's going to move quick. All right, and we can see that, things are going to move really, really quick because the Most High, pretty much put the spirit on Job. All right, and this is what we're reading. When he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. So it ain't going to take long when this man pushes out the M-0TB. It ain't going to take long. That's when Yahweh Shai is making his way here, That's when things are going to really ramp up. And that's when we're going to have to be tested, the Revelation 3 and 10. Okay, the hour of temptation, all right? Because remember, the scriptures speak about, those that got victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark, that didn't take the mark, which is a physical thing. And the Apostle John on the Isle of Patmos, he saw individuals, lining up and getting pricked with the syringe and having that, them implants put inside under their flesh. All right, if you get that, you're going to receive that noisome and grievous sore spoken of in Revelation 16. All right, which is going to be like that cancer, all right, like a discharge or a pus. So people are going to be dropping dead out here. People are going to be having, their body's not going to be at ease. They're going to be dying of disease. They're going to be dying of radiation poison. People are going to be jacked up, man. They're going to be like headless chickens, not knowing what to do, whether they should take it or not. But that's why we got to keep doing videos on the mark of the beast so that there's no cloak for them, because we've been drumming it. We've been bringing it home non-stop, repetitively telling you what the mark of the beast is. And therefore, you can't say that you didn't hear it. All right, because we just be doing videos on the chip over and over and over again. All right, because, we're sounding the alarm. Like the scripture says in Joel 2 and 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai cometh, for it is nigh at hand. And an alarm is supposed to be repetitious. Like I got to set my alarm to go to work every fucking morning. And if I miss that alarm, if I don't wake up before the alarm or around about that time, then I'm going to be late for work. An alarm is supposed to be repetitious to wake your ass up. And this is what I'm saying. That's why the scripture says that now it's high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Romans 13 and 11 goes into that. So this is the time. This is the time to be screaming out, give the Lord no rest till he establish and make Jerusalem a praise on the earth. Especially when you see articles, like this pop up, man, about Elon Musk wanting to implant millions of people. And, this is a mainstream media platform, The Independent. All right. It's all over the news. 4 hours ago, 2 weeks ago, Elon Musk brain chip implants, second human patient, 3 weeks ago. They're saying now, advertising it like it's something cool, or you can play a first person shooter when you have the implant, or you can create 3D objects with the implant, images, you can do this with the implant. They're making it look cool for now, but there's going to come a time where that's going to be a requirement for you to be able to buy or sell, for you to be able to go from one place to another, for you to be able to, feed you and your family. All right. Remember, I was at the World Economic Forum. You will own nothing and you will be happy, man. All right, it's nothing for them to pretty much put everyone on a universal basic income on a ration system. All right, in the name of global warming and carbon tax and carbon emissions, and basically global warming is being spun in order for you to be taxed with everything that you do. you're stopping your mobility, or we got to get the cars off the roads, everything's going electric, like in Demolition Man, autopilot, and that's why you got these a surge in these Teslas. And who's behind all that Tesla stuff? Elon Musk. Who's behind what was formerly known as Twitter, if she's now been changed to X? Elon Musk. All right, so these things, we're moving very, very fast, all right, toward Esau and his NWO. But remember, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. So let's get another scripture. Let's get Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, and we can close it out here. I don't want to make this too long. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." So we're in some... Yeah, excuse me, I just got a call from my brother. I'll call him back though. But we're in some bad times right now. All right, that's why the scripture says redeeming the time, because the days are evil. All right. So, we're supposed to be circumspectly, circumspect means to look around. All right. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And one of the scriptures that we went into yesterday was about that peace and safety spirit, like the Apostle Paul spoke about. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. All right. As travail upon a woman with child, and that they shall not escape. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in a snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." So we have to be circumspect. We got to know what's going on, so that we don't get caught out there. Like the scripture says, "Watch ye therefore as well as pray, that ye enter not into temptation." So, Arky, we're in some serious times, man. And that's why what men ought always to pray and not to faint. Yahushua told us what to do, man. The scripture says, confirming the souls of the disciples, Acts 14 and 22, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom. So we're going to have to go through some stuff, especially when Esau's rolling out there like a madman, and he's got his troops just grabbing up Jakes, putting you in concentration camps and so on and so forth. And we're being tested, and the hour of temptation hits, and it's in full swing. We're going to be tested to the max, and we're going to need, to fight the good fight of faith, and hold on until the end. Hold on till we see Yahushua, get us out of this situation, that we've been put in, which is the Most High's movie, man. We just got to keep the faith, like the scripture says, "He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved." All right. So, I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, it was edifying. Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick lesson on this article. And Salaki, I wasn't able to bring up the whole article because, for some reason, it just kept playing the video in silence and stuff. And it wouldn't let me scroll down. But like I said, in post-production, Lord willing, I'll put the link to that article specifically in the description box so you can read it for yourself. Or you can just type it in on Google, and it's theindependent.co.uk. Elon Musk wants to implant millions of people in the coming future. So they're putting this in mainstream media, letting you know that this is their plans. All right. They ain't even hiding it. All right. So with that, man, I pray you were edified with this lesson. To the next time, shalom to the elect.